Gotta fix this stream. Be patient with me. It won't let me go horizontal live. I wanted to go do a horizontal live. Yes, sir. What's going on, Siobhan? What's up, Zach? What's up? Harambe? RG in the building. Yes, sir. Okay, there we go. Guys, always give me the sound check. I tried to do the vertical live because I wanted it to pick up the sound better, but it wasn't gonna let me do that. Let me see. Okay, there we go. All right. So, guys, today's video is going to be on my top 24 guys that I'm addicted to. So, I'm going to talk about 24 guys that I'm addicted to, guys. That I'm addicted to drafting in every single draft. Yes, 24 guys that I'm addicted to in every single draft. And I'm going to give you some stats and some facts on why you should be drafting these guys. Now, listen, if you watch my channel a lot, you already know these guys. But again, guys, I have to keep making content on the guys that I believe in. So be patient with me. You might hear a couple guys in here that might surprise you. You might hear a couple guys that might surprise you. So make sure you watch the whole live. And I'm not gonna give you a bunch of over talk, right? I'm gonna try to get to these guys kind of quickly. Guys, put your comments in the chat. I will get to them. If you want me to get to your question quickly, you know what to do. Super chat. Yes, sir. Appreciate everybody being here. Okay. So the first guy, you know who this is. This is obvious. This is Tyreek Hill. Yes, guys, I'm drafting Tyreek Hill. I can't stop drafting him. I'm addicted to him. Let me tell you a couple of reasons why I'm addicted to Tyreek Hill. Guys, don't you know Tyreek Hill has went for 1,700 yards 2 years in a row? And according to PFF, guys, he's been the #1 wide receiver the last 2 years for separation and just breaking down every aspect of a wide receiver game. He's been the #1 wide receiver. Also, guys, he finished as the #1 wide receiver in NFL Top 100 this year. That was the first wide receiver ever in history to finish as the #1 player over quarterbacks, running backs, over everybody. He was the #1 guy. And I've been on this guy for 4 or 5 years saying this guy was going to be special. The game has changed. Speed. His separation is incredible. Don't you know why? Do you know why Tua got that deal? It's because Tyreek Hill got separation is making it easy for Tua to throw touchdowns. It's very easy for him. That's why they signed Waddle. Speed kills in this type of game. And Tyreek is a very underrated route runner also. So make sure, guys, you get Tyreek Hill. And I'm taking him as my #1 pick off the board over CMC, especially with the injury that CMC has right now with the calf injury. So take Tyreek Hill, guys, and I'm not worried about an injury. He's a wide receiver. I'm taking him at #1. Okay, let's move on to my #2 guy. Guess what? It's a Miami Dolphin. It's a Miami Dolphin that I'm taking. It is Devon Achane. Now listen, this is not rankings. These are just 24 guys that I can't stop drafting. I'm addicted to them. I'm addicted to them. I need help. I need therapy. I keep drafting these guys. Can you talk me off the ledge? Please, somebody give me help. Somebody please help me out. Devon Achane. I can't stop drafting him. The reason why, guys, is his upside. This guy averaged almost 8 yards per carry with a little bit over 100 carries. That's the best in the history of the NFL. Nobody has ever had 100 carries and average almost 8 yards per carry. So you think I'm going to leave that on the board in the second round? No, I'm not leaving it on the board. I don't care if he's injury prone. Yes, he did get hurt. He did miss 5 games. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. That's not going to kill me in the second round. But guess what? If he hit, if he hits, it's a championship. So, guys, if you could get Tyreek Hill and Devon Achane first round and second round at the 212, I think you could. That's a league-winning stack. This offense may be one of the greatest offenses in the history of the NFL. I said what I said. This may be one of the greatest offenses. Guys, also, if you go and check out Twitter, they said that Devon Achane is lining up at wide receiver. So, guys, I would think that he would catch maybe 50 to 60 passes. Yes, Raheem Mostert, if he stays healthy, will be getting some touches. But Devon Achane is going to catch more passes, so that's going to even make him even a better running back. I say it's Jahmyr Gibbs on steroids. Because they're gonna have more plays. They're gonna have more snaps per game than Detroit. Detroit plays at a little bit of a slower pace. Miami plays at a high speed pace. No huddle. So I'm going down with the ship with Devon Achane. 7.8, 7.9, almost 8 yards per carry on over 100 carries. This guy got over 100 carries, and he averaged almost 8 yards per carry. You would never see that ever. So I'm drafting that. Let's move on, guys. I'm not going to hold you up. Remember, I told you I'm not going to hold you up. Make sure you hit the like button. This is cutting-edge content. You know why it's cutting-edge content? Because, guys, I'm not being consensus. When I say consensus, this is not disrespecting anybody. When I say I'm not consensus, I'm not going off, oh, well, you know what? This guy, you should draft a running back because this is what this guy did last year. I don't care what you did last year. I'm moving forward. Just like in life, you got to move forward. You got to move forward. You got to go with what's going, projections. Same thing with the stock market. You got to go with projections. Okay, so my number 3 guy is going to be David Njoku. Yes, David Njoku, guys. And listen, when I was saying this a month ago, everybody thought I was crazy. They thought I was crazy. TD, Deshaun Watson do not target tight ends. You listen, go watch content, fantasy football content, type and David Njoku on in the space in the search bar. Go type David Njoku in right now and tell me what you're gonna hear. Deshaun Watson doesn't target tight ends. Deshaun Watson doesn't target tight ends. Deshaun Watson doesn't target tight ends. And guess what they came out with the secondary account? Deshaun Watson is building a relationship with David Njoku. Now you own him. Why? Why you on him now? Don't be on him. Deshaun Watson doesn't target tight ends. David Njoku is about to eat. Let me tell you why. You want the stats? I got the stats. In the fourth quadrant, the last 5 games of the season, David Njoku was the number 1 tight end. Oh, but they're going to go away from that because Deshaun Watson doesn't target tight ends. Deshaun Watson doesn't target tight ends. Deshaun Watson doesn't target tight ends. That's not true, guys. You're going with the new fad. I don't care what you did in the past. You got to go with the new formula. New guys are coming in. If that's the case, Daniel Jones doesn't target Malik Nabers. Patrick Mahomes doesn't target Xavier Worthy. The Detroit Lions would not give Jahmyr Gibbs the ball. It doesn't matter that way. When you come in and something is hitting, you going with it. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. This is cutting edge content. You ain't having nobody coming on live this late with this type of energy, giving you the gas. Hold me accountable. 70%. I'm a 70% hit rate. Hold me accountable. It is what it is. So listen, guys, David Njoku, guys, if you look at the last 5 games, his route running, according to PFF, guys, he was the number 1 tight end in the last 5 weeks. Now with Deshaun Watson, David Njoku was still developing. He was still developing. They didn't know what they had. I saw the guy. I'm not saying I knew anything more than anybody else knew, but I know David Njoku was a high-end draft pick, and they had vested a lot of money into the guy. And why? Because they knew the guy could play. He had great athletic ability. He had a lot of potential. Right now in camp, guys, he's the best player. He's blocking like a left tackle in camp. If you go look up Twitter, they talking about how he's blocking Myles Garrett. 260 pounds. Talking about how he jumping over everybody. So, guys, I'm going down with that. I'm not telling you to draft him out of this ADP, but take him at his ADP. After Travis Kelce is going off the board, Trey McBride is going off the board, I'm taking David Njoku as my number 3 tight end. Getting great value. Not overdrafting him. Okay, let me move on. Again, I don't want to hold you up. I don't want to give a lot of fluff. I know I give a lot of fluff in a lot of videos, so I want to move on, but I want to give y'all my energy, and I want to be able to give you the best quality that I have when I do fantasy football. I'm not going and breaking down a bunch of stats. I do look at PFF. That's a good stat, but outside of that, I'm not going to break down no yards per catch and shit like that. That shit don't matter. I'm going to tell you that now. That shit don't matter. Okay, so let's move on. My number 4 guy is going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yes, the safest pick. I'm drafting him over Justin Jefferson and Ja'Marr Chase. You want me to say what I said? You want me to? I said what I said. I'm drafting Amon-Ra Brown over Ja'Marr Chase and Justin Jefferson. Why? The team is better. Detroit is a better team than Minnesota. Detroit is a better team than Cincinnati Bengals. So I'm drafting Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jared Goff. I talked to y'all about Jared Goff last year. You said he's garbage. He shouldn't be in the NFL. Bad trade. Great trade. Everything ain't made for everybody. Sometimes guys need a new home. I'm like the old lady that love cats and I get them off the streets. That's how fantasy football should be. Now listen, don't get it twisted. Everybody off the street ain't good. Sometimes you get a cat and he'll tear up your house. But sometimes you can get a cat and you go to the homeless shelter and they hit. I'm like that with fantasy football. Just because the guy got traded and he had a bad season doesn't mean I'm not drafting him the next year. So Jared Goff, guys, now got a big deal. Now everybody all of a sudden Jared Goff is a good player. Jared Goff. Why you on Jared Goff? What did you say 2 years ago? And the reason why I'm saying it, this is not no pat me on the back. This is telling you just because something happened last year, don't read on the tea leaves. Go with the projection. If the guy can deliver the ball in the pocket and he has wide receivers who can get open, give him the ball. You know what I'm saying? And so you go and you get that guy. So I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown stats, guys, his first 3 years in the league is probably top 2 wide receivers of all time. His first 3 years in the league is top 2 wide receivers of all time. So he's the safe pick. Does he have the boom that Ja'Marr Chase has? Hell no. I'm not going to sit here and cap to you. I'm not going to cap. Ja'Marr Chase is a boom machine. Justin Jefferson, it doesn't matter a lot of times what quarterback he has. But are you going to sit there and play Russian roulette with that? If you do, listen, I'm not going to fry you. I understand it. I'm going with Amon-Ra St. Brown, probably with the 1-3. If CMC stays hurt, I'm probably going with Amon-Ra as my number 2, number 3 pick. I'm just telling you. Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra is my first 2 picks off the board. They the safest guy. Tyreek going number 1 because he got more boom than Amon-Ra, but he's safe too. Look at his injury history. That boy ain't had number 1 injury his whole career. Almost broke his ankle last year, hopped up, took off running. That's the type of guy that I want to go down with the ship with. I don't want to go down with these fragile guys. That's why I'm fading Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not saying Ja'Marr Chase is fragile. I just rather have Tyreek Hill. I think he's the same player on a better offense. All right, let's move on. I don't want to hold you up. Make sure you hit the like button. This is cutting edge content. Guys, I'm going to get to everybody. Yes, sir, Nifty. I am energized tonight because I got to provide the content. I'm trying to grow. My channel is gas. I've been putting out the content for years. I got it. What do you want me to do? I can't come on here and be like, hey, guys, how you doing? This is Fantasy Football. YouTube. Like that shit. So I gotta come with the gas. I appreciate everybody being here. I love you guys. That's why I come over here and that's why I'm energized. I'm giving my best. Let me know. Give me a mic check. Stop it. Rumby, let me focus on my content, bro. I do not want to read your chats because you're trying to get me off to get me to start laughing. I'm not going to focus on that. I need to focus on the content, bro. I need to focus on the content. Okay, let's move on. My number 5 guy, and I will get to everybody comment. Be patient. Be patient. My number 5 guy is going to be Anthony Richardson. Yes, Anthony Richardson. Listen, this is no rankings. These are just guys. I just wrote them all down. I did my investigation, wrote them down. So don't take this as these are your rankings, TD. No, it's not my rankings. But Anthony Richardson, I'm gonna tell you what he is. He's very volatile. But volatility is not going to scare me away from winning the championship. I'm going with the guy. So listen, if you can get, I'm not saying this can happen, but if you can get Tyreek Hill, and then you can get Anthony Richardson and Devon Achane and Njoku or Amon-Ra, 3 or 4 of those players, you do that. Anthony Richardson has the most upside over Lamar Jackson. I love Lamar Jackson. I like Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is on a trajectory to be a Hall of Famer, but they don't got Anthony Richardson potential. Anthony Richardson can rush for 15 touchdowns, throw for another 30, and rush for about 1,500 yards. That's what his trajectory is. I'm not saying he's going to do that, but that's what it is. This Colts offense is great. They say the guy's a hard worker. He's the first one in the building. They say he has a Kobe Bryant mentality. Is that a good enough stats for you, or you want me to give you some more stats? You let me know. I'm waiting. Let me put my glasses on. Maybe that makes me look smarter, and I can give you more stats. You want me to give you more stats? Anthony Richardson is a baller. You see what he did in 5 games. You see what he did in 5 games. So Anthony Richardson, guys, and he was on his way to be, like, in the first half, guys, he finished as a top 5 quarterback, didn't even play the second half. Now, what he got to do is get smarter. Slide a little bit, bruh. Slide a little bit. I don't care if you're 240 pounds. A linebacker will light your ass up. So he got to slide. So I love, Anthony Richardson is the potential number 1 quarterback. Is he my number 1 quarterback in my rankings? No, but potentially with the floor that he has and the upside, he could be number 1. All right, I don't want to kill you. I don't want to keep going on and going and on and on and on and on and on there. All right, let's go on to my next guy. And I'm still on this guy. I'm still on him. It's Puka Nacua. I'm still on him. I'm still on Puka. Now listen, Puka, I wasn't on Puka. Usually, guys, I talk my shit and I say, I've been on this guy. I don't cap. Guys, I can count the lies that I told in my life. I told like 35 lies, but that doesn't count in relationships. Relationships are different. Relationships in the courtroom is different. But far as lying, talking to a person man to man, what I did, taking accountability, 30 lies, I can count it. I remember the lies. They're on my conscience. So what I'm trying to say is, guys, I wasn't on Puka, but when I watched this guy the last 3 games of the season, he shocked me. And usually I've been playing football for 15, 20 years of my life and scouting football, been a part of football my whole life. And I never seen, I'm like, okay, this is why this guy good. I thought he was good just because Matthew Stafford was hyper-targeted him. But that's not why he's good. This guy is actually an extremely gifted athlete. He's on the Ja'Marr Chase, Justin Jefferson level. I'm going to give you about 5 seconds and let you digest. Let me sit back real quick. Hopefully the sound is good. Okay, you ready? Hopefully the sound is good. It ain't popping. So yes, guys, Puka Nacua, when I saw him ball in that All-Star game and he was jumping up, him and Michael Parsons was the MVP. So we know Michael Parsons is a phenom. Michael Parsons like 250 pounds, can dribble in and out his legs, got a jumper, going through the hole. We know Michael Parsons is extremely gifted. He could play running back. He played running back in high school, was a top 5 running back, and he led the whole state in sacks. That's why he went to Penn State. And Puka Nacua was out there with him, balling with him too. I'm like, oh, okay. He just not that, he don't got that speed. And I'm usually a speed guy. He's not a 4.3, 4.4 guy. He's a 4.5 guy, but he's still very explosive. So listen, guys, Puka Nacua, if he's healthy, you got to draft him. Now, listen, now that he's got an injury, that's even better for you. Now you can get him in the 2nd or 3rd round. Get him. I'm taking Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua broke records as a rookie, guys. Now, Matthew Stafford had a was big in that trajectory, right? Because Matthew Stafford will hyper-target you. He hyper-target Calvin Johnson. He hyper-target Golden Tate. He hyper-target Marvin Jones. He hyper-target Robert Woods. He hyper-target Cooper Kupp. So he knows how to make a #1 fantasy football wide receiver. And can he do it with 2 guys? He did it before. Don't you know 3 years ago, there was 3 guys drafted in the top 24? Here go the stats. TD, can you give me some stats? Let me put my glasses on when I give stats. Okay, I'm Urkel now. I'm going to give you the stats. Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, and Cooper Kupp all was drafted early as a top 24. If Brandon Cooks wouldn't have got hurt, they would have had 3 guys finish as a top 24 wide receiver. There go a stats. Okay, I'm done with that shit. Let me take this off. So I believe that Matthew Stafford can hyper-target Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, and Kyron Williams can be elite. This is going to be a new football season. This is going to be a lot of elite offenses. Don't be scared of saying it ain't enough balls. Yes, it is. Pause. Pause, Arambi. Pause. Let me move on. Guys, I will get to the comments. If you want your comments answered immediately, super chat. Other than that, I'm getting to the content. Okay. So let's move on. My number 7 guy is going to be Breece Hall, not Breece. Yes, I got a dialect and I can't speak. I should be in the back of the school bus. Breece is his name. Breece. I can't talk. Breece Hall. Go ahead, put it in the comment section right now. TD, you don't know how to say his name. It's not Breach, it's Breece. Well, go ahead, put it in the comment section then and blow my shit up. Breece Hall. Now listen, guys, this guy caught 77 passes. Who in the hell thought that he was going to catch 77 passes coming out of Iowa State? He wasn't that type of back. He could catch, but he wasn't getting the volume. He showed you that he could take the volume. And he's also came off a knee injury last year. And everybody thinking Jonathan Brooks is going to be Breach. Oh, I'm drafting Jonathan Brooks, and he's going to beast. Okay, that's neither here nor there. If you want to do that, you got to show me first. But Breach, not Breece, Breach, he showed me that. Breach showed me that he was going to ball. So I'm taking Breach. I think he's going to catch 60 passes. Because they don't got no, I don't care. Y'all keep talking. Malachi Corley and Mike Williams. They are good. Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. That's it. And Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a damn about nobody else on that offense. I ain't drafting them. I don't want to talk about them. I'm tired of making content about these guys. Who the hell is Malachi Corley? Now, if I'm wrong, I have to come back and get the same energy. I'm not worried about no Alan Lizard King. So I'm drafting Breece Hall. Guys, I think this guy, I'm drafting him at the 1.5, 1.6. I'm going down with the ship this year with Breece Hall. I'm usually a 0 RB guy, but the running back's ADP is so gravy. It's gravy. I remember even seeing Breece Hall, guys. The last thing I'm gonna say about Breach, not Breece, Breach. The last thing I'm gonna say about Breece Hall, guys. That first game when he still wasn't 100%, he was like 70. He had like a 70-yard run from the 1-yard line. I'm like, damn, man, you just came off an injury. You could tell where he couldn't even pull away from the guy, but he was still explosive. So what you think he's going to do now when he's 2 years off that injury? Uh-oh. I'm giving you some stats today. Please, blow my channel up. Blow it up. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. I should be right. Let me get in the back of the short bus. Give me a tutor. All right, guys, let me move on to my number 8 guy. This number 8 guy is going to be Malik Nabers. Yes, Malik Nabers. And listen, the reason that I'm on Malik Nabers, I'm not big on rookies. I'm just not. I know they break out, but I'm not big on them. I like to trade for them at a certain point in time of the season. But Malik Nabers, guys, his value is so good, and people taking Marvin Harrison so early. I believe that you should be waiting for Malik. Now, listen, it's not. You're not going to be able to wait for Malik because people are on him now. Everybody knows what he's doing in camp. Daniel Jones is throwing the ball to him efficiently. So now Malik Nabers is moving up. You probably going to have to take him in the third round. If somebody want to take him in the second round, then let them do it. And you go ahead and get these other guys. But if you can get him in the third round as the third wide receiver or your number 2 wide receiver, I think Malik Nabers is the league-winning guy. So I love Malik Nabers. If you go back and look at him at LSU, guys, these guys, Yak, was incredible. It was better than Ja'Marr Chase and Justin Jefferson at LSU. And when you can have better Yak than those two guys who are on a Hall of Fame trajectory in the NFL, you got to be drafted. So he's a better athlete than Marvin Harrison. He's just not the technician that Marvin Harrison is with his route running. But athletic ability usually shows out early in your career outside of a guy who can have a long career like Devontae Adams. Hopefully you understand what I mean. Let's move on. I don't want to beat a dead horse. Let's get the likes up. We got 30 people in here. You want to sit here and watch a show? Again, I guess I can't talk. He don't got 5,000 subscribers. He don't got 30,000. He's not giving no stats. But you steady watching me on my players. You steady taking it down because you know why? Because you know that shit fire. My players are fire. Even if they don't hit, I'm still making sense. But you don't want to subscribe to me, though, do you? That's okay. Let me put my glasses on. Do you want to subscribe to me now? Am I geeky enough to be in the geek club? Am I geeky enough to be in the geek club? Guys, I will. The new people that's in the chat, appreciate you being here. I will get to your comment. I just want to go through my content first. I see you in here, Matt. I see you in here, David. Yes, sir. Run them up. I'm not playing no games. I'm staying up 2 or 3 o'clock at night doing fucking mock drafts. Providing cutting edge content, but I need more stats on my videos. I can't do this every day. I'm gonna have a heart attack if I come out here and try to do this type of content every day. Sometimes I'm gonna have to just come in here and give you 5 players. So when you get these lives, you take it and run with it. This is TD. My friends will tell you this is TD. This is what I do. Okay, let's move on, man. Let's move on to my number 9 guy. My number 9 guy is going to be Brian Robinson. Yes, Brian Robinson from the Washington Commanders. I'm on him this year. Let me tell you why. When you go back and look at his numbers last year, guys, now he had probably 4 top 12 finishes. But to me, what I was attracted to, pause, Arambi, pause. What I was attracted to was 2 weeks he finished as the number 1 RB in my formats. So I'm like, damn, if he can finish as the number 1 RB with Sam Howell, I'm giving you the stats. Let me put my glasses on. I'm giving you the stats. Am I geeky enough to get in the geek club? Okay, so yes, Brian Robinson finishes as the number 1 running back twice last year in 2023. And so I'm taking that upside when you got Jaden Daniels, who is a Russian upside guy who runs like a 4.3 in the 40. So you might say, well, Austin Eckler, yes, I do like Austin Eckler. He will be able to catch passes, but I'm talking about honey touches. Honey touches I took over in the NFL. I don't give a damn how many carries you're getting, who's getting the honey touches. David Montgomery get honey touches. Raheem Mostert get honey touches. Those guys, they ain't that good, but they still top 5, top 12 in fantasy. Why they getting honey touches? Let me take my glasses off. I'm not geeky enough to be in the geek club right now. So those guys will get, it's all about the honey touches. It's about the honey touches. So Brian Robinson gonna be getting honey touches. Go 5 yard in, Jaden Daniels gonna ride him out. Pause. Pause, Harambe. He gonna ride him out. Boom. He gonna come through. Boom. And then he gonna be scoring them easy touchdowns. Hey, TZ, I ain't wilding. I'm providing content. This is cutting edge content. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. This is cutting edge content. I can come here and say, hey guys, what's going on? The top five, my top 24 guys this week is it's gonna be Tyreek, and it's gonna be Devon Achane. Make sure you pick them up. Let me look up the ADP real quick. According to fantasy footballers, Tyreek Hill ADP is 1.3 right now. Or you want me to go ahead and be me and give you the content and give you the sauce? Wait a minute. I'm geeky enough to be in the geek club. Okay. So Bijan Robinson, pick him up. I think his ADP is lovely. I'm not telling you to draft him outside of the ADP. These guys take them at the ADPs. That's how you get the value. Don't move them up. Now move them up. You know your league. That's why I don't sit here and give ADPs. You got to know your leagues. You got to know your leagues. All right, let's move on to my number 10 guy. And this is a quarterback, and it's going to be Jordan Love. Yes, guys, Jordan Love. And I was on Jordan Love last year. A lot of people said, Jordan Love, man, he sucked. Won't they get rid of him, man? And they messed up. They paid Jordan Love. Why did they pay Jordan Love? That was a bad decision to move on from Aaron Rodgers. And then you know what? Week 9, week 10, what you saying? Appreciate that, TZ. What about now? TZ says, laugh out loud. You ain't geeky enough, bruh. What about now? I'm geeky enough to be in the geek club? Appreciate that, TZ. Appreciate that, bruh. So yes, guys, Jordan Love. You got to be patient with these guys. You got to be patient. So Jordan Love, guys, I knew, I saw him play in training camp. I saw him come in the game. And I'm like, this guy got to give him a chance. I didn't know, but I was really to draft him. I was really to see what he's going to be. I'm not going to sit there and say I already knew. I didn't scout him. So, but when he started playing, I'm like, this guy's good. Even the games that people thought it was kind of, I don't know. And then he ended up being the number 1 quarterback the last 7 games of the season. He was the number 1 quarterback. So, guys, this year, I'm taking Jordan Love. And you know what? Who I'm fading? I'm fading Josh Jacobs. The reason why I'm fading Josh Jacobs, I think Jordan Love is going to be trying to throw for 35 to 40 touchdowns. I don't think they want to run Josh Jacobs in the ground like Jordan Love is Tim Tebow or somebody, right? Even though I like Tim Tebow, but you know what I'm saying? A quarterback who can't really throw the ball. Jordan Love can throw the ball. And when you have weapons like Dontavius Wicks, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, Jaden Reed, Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft, when you have weapons like that, guys, you putting the ball in the air. So that's why I'm fading Josh Jacobs. Now, I'm not saying Josh Jacobs is a bad player. I'm taking him at the right ADP, but I'm not overdrafting. Jordan Love, to me, is going to be the guy who's going to be having a lot of passing touchdowns. So with his ADP, I'm taking him. Guys, there's also a lot of good quarterbacks out there. So you can wait late on quarterbacks. I want to give you that too. You don't have to take Jordan Love as the number 3 quarterback off the board. There's a lot of good quarterbacks out there. Yes, right, Siobhan. He just got a nice bag. Facts. Let me give you one of the geek stacks. The last 7 games, he was the number 1 quarterback. Am I geeky enough to be in the geek club? The last 7 games of the season, he was the number 1 quarterback. Am I geeky enough to be in the geek club? That's a stat for you. Matt C, real quick, just to go off of it. Yes, Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. People are sitting around, they're not patient enough on him. But yes, Trevor Lawrence is going to be a good quarterback. He just needs the right weapons. That's why they let Calvin Ridley go. Calvin Ridley and Trevor Lawrence game don't fit. He needed a tall wide receiver that he could throw jump balls to like he did with T. Higgins. Those type of guys, 6'3" guys. He got his Christian Kirk guy that he can, throw anticipation throws. But Trevor Lawrence is really not an anticipation throw type quarterback. He's more of, I'm going to throw a back shoulder fade to a tall guy. Appreciate that, Big Will. He said, this is my year to win the chip. Thanks, TD. I'm speaking it to existence. Yes, sir, bruh. Yes, sir. Okay, so let's move on. My next guy's going to be a tight end, and it's Trey McBride. Yes, Trey McBride. Yes, Matt, that's why, listen, why you think, listen, Matt, I'm geeky enough to be in the geek club? Bro, they don't want to subscribe to my channel. They say he don't give any stats. But I'm still giving cutting edge content that makes sense. Bruh, yes, I do got a slang from the South, but I'm giving straight facts. I know football. But I'm on geeky enough to be in the geek club? Please, guys, let me in the geek club. Subscribe to the channel. Cutting edge content. I'm giving the 24 players out right now, bruh. I'm giving the 24 players out, but you just got to give me a little bit of time, Mastermind. Appreciate you being here, bruh. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. But yes, Trey McBride. Let me tell you why I love Trey McBride, guys. First of all, when it comes to tight ends that play basketball, 90% of the time, wait a minute, let me put on my glasses, the Geek Club, 90% of the time, these guys hit in regular football. Jimmy Graham wasn't good really in basketball. He just was a rebound guy. But he went to the NFL and he made $100 million. Antonio Gates wasn't good enough to play power forward. He was too short. But he went to the NFL and he's a Hall of Famer. Travis Kelce played quarterback in high school. He was a power forward who had a jumper. Hall of Famer in NFL. Power forwards, guys, make all pros, Hall of Fame type tight ends. And Trey McBride was a really good high school basketball player. So, guys, and the guy runs routes. He got really good routes. Last year I watched some guys, when teams know that he was getting the ball, they couldn't stop him. So the last 5 weeks, outside of David Njoku, he was the Geek Club. He was the number 2 tight end in fantasy football outside of David Njoku. So I love Trey McBride. I'm taking him. I'm taking a trajectory. The athletes are changing. Guys, there's a lot of good tight ends in the game. The way you win football games right now is between the hashes. I'm trying to match my elite route runner, big 250-pound guy onto your linebacker, and he gonna beat you every time. That's why Travis Kelce is unstoppable. So and you can't hit him like you used to, too. So that's the name of the game. That's why I love the tight end position. A lot of great athletes like Dalton Kincaid, David Njoku, and Trey McBride. So take Trey McBride, guys. Also, that offense, here's another. I'm geeky enough to be in the Geek Club right now. Another stat is for you is the head coach. He came off the Cleveland tree, which is Kevin Stefanski's tree, and they are top 5 in targeting the tight ends in the last 5 years. Excuse me. They targeted tight ends at the elite level. He says, my bad if the 8 seconds off topic, but thought on Jerry Jones playing hardball with CeeDee Lamb and CD deleted Cowboys. And it's just part of the contract negotiations. He want Justin Jefferson money, and it's too much. He's not Justin Jefferson. He hasn't put up the stats that Justin Jefferson has, and that's what Jerry Jones is telling. Listen, Jerry Jones will pay you. Jerry Jones will pay you, but he's not a fool. And if you ain't put up Justin Jefferson numbers, why should he give you Justin Jefferson a contract? So you put up Amon-Ra similar numbers, you should get an Amon-Ra contract. I'm a Cowboy fan. Thank you, Will. Appreciate that, bro. I'm geeky enough to be in the geek club. Okay, let's move on to my number 12 guy. My number 12 guy is going to be Deontay Johnson. Yes, Deontay Johnson. Now, listen, I was not big on no Deontay Johnson outside of his rookie year. As a rookie, I'm like, yeah, I'm picking this guy up. He was off the waiver wire. He was getting a lot of targets from Big Ben. I'm like, yeah, let me pick this guy up. And then the next year, I just thought people was overdrafting me. He still had a good year. He still like a top 12 guy getting hyper targeted. And then he started dropping passes. But I knew the guy could run routes now. He has that Pittsburgh Steelers type route running. And you've seen it from Emmanuel Sanders, you've seen it from Antonio Brown, and you've seen it from Deontay Johnson. If you go watch them three players, they all look the same when they run routes. I said what I said. I'm geeky enough to be in the geek club. Go and look at those guys. They are phone booth players. Emmanuel Sanders was a phone booth player. So was Antonio Brown. And so is Deontay Johnson. So what he's going to do for Bryce Young is be able to get the ball out quick and give him a safe target. So I love Deontay Johnson in a full PPR league. In a half-point PPR league, he's moving down. But in a full-point PPR league, he's going to get hyper-targeted. And I love Deontay Johnson. Take him at his ADP. Take him at his ADP. Last night, what did he go in my league? He went in the 8th round in my mock draft last night. And I think that's good. Just depending on what's on the board. I don't want y'all to be stuck on ADP because sometimes you could be stuck on ADP. You are trying to draft a guy at ADP and you got guys like that. You got elite guys still on the board that you missing. So go get the guy. Go get the guy at the right ADP when the certain guys, certain tiers are gone. That's why I don't sit here and talk about ADP. I don't want to be geeky enough to be in the geek club with ADP. That shit don't matter. It matters to a certain circumstance, but really it's all about who's on the board. You can't get everybody. Okay. So let's move on to my number 13 guy. My number 13 guy is going to be Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed. Listen, I know y'all tired of me saying Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed. That's all I've been talking about was Rashid Shaheed. The reason why I'm on Rashid Shaheed because guys, he's a big play and he's a big play for this offense. Derek Carr like big plays. So thank you, TZ. Appreciate that, bro. Who you saying ain't geeky enough to, bro? You got loyal subs. Keep the grind. I know, bro. I know. Y'all know what I'm putting on the show tonight. And I'm not, this is me, but I'm putting on the show. I wanted to bring something different to the channel. Bro, this note, subscribers don't take, I know y'all not taking this offensive. Y'all been watching me for years. I know I'm good enough. I understand that y'all love me. I got about 25 guys that they'll come watch me in the damn pig plant with shit. So I love y'all guys. Real, no cap. No diddy. Appreciate that, TZ. But what I'm saying is Rashid Shaheed, guys, to me, is the guy that I want on this offense. I don't think Chris Olave is in a good enough offense for me to target him at his ADP early in the second round. That's the main thing. I think Chris Olave is extremely talented. When I watched him at Ohio State, to me, I used to man, that's the guy. Now, he wasn't Garrett Wilson, but I thought he was the guy who they could sneak behind the defense. Same thing like Jackson Smith-Njigba. Jackson Smith-Njigba is not Marvin Harrison. He wasn't taken as the #1 wide receiver, but we knew that in the slot, he's deadly. So that's what you got to think about Chris Olave. When using him as an outside receiver, imagine if they used Jackson Smith-Njigba in Seattle and they didn't have no DK and they was targeting him like he DK. You'd be like, that don't look right. That's what Chris Olave is. It don't look right. You sitting around happy talking to a 6'1" guy, 6-foot guy, 190 pounds, and people laying his ass out. Boom! They laying his ass out. He ain't, he's not that type of wide receiver. They don't got him in the best position that he can succeed at. So I'm going with Rashid Shaheed, especially in kickoff and punt return. I don't think he's going to be used there a lot this year because he is the number 2 wide receiver with Michael Thomas gone. Guys, Michael Thomas had a 70% target share there. I'm geeky enough to be in the geek club. Michael Thomas had like a 70% target share there. But now with he gone, it's a lot of vacant targets. So I believe that Rashid Shaheed is going to get 20 to 30% of that, what's left over for Michael Thomas. Guys, I will get to everybody comment. Be patient. That's one thing about my channel. I get to everybody comment 9 times out of 10. Okay, let's move on. My next guy is going to be a quarterback, and it's going to be C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud. And the reason why, guys, I like C.J. Stroud, I think this guy has the best weapons in the NFL. Tank Dell is incredibly good. Tank Dell was a top 5 wide receiver for 3 weeks before he got hurt. Top 5. You know what I'm about to say. Go ahead and post it in the chat. Am I geeky enough to be in the geek club when I'm giving you these stats? He was a top 5 wide receiver when he was playing on the outside before he got hurt. Thank you, Harambe. Appreciate that. So I think C.J. Stroud, guys, is going to be throwing the ball at least 35 to 40 times a game, and I'm willing to take that as a pocket quarterback. I usually don't draft. Thank you, Siobhan. I usually don't draft quarterbacks that are non-dual threats. Usually, I want somebody like A.R. Lamar Collar with the upside of the rushing. But I will take C.J. Stroud when he's young and he has a lot to prove. And this because what y'all don't know is C.J. Stroud might have 5 rushing touchdowns. Am I geeky enough to be in the geek club? Am I geeky enough to be? I'm telling you, C.J. Stroud, he can run. That dude can move. So he's going to be getting some rushing upside this year. Now, I'm not telling they're going to give him design runs, but he's going to take off kind of like Pat Mahomes. So I'm taking C.J. Stroud early, especially if I'm in a dynasty, a startup. I'm moving up in the super flex. I'm moving up to get him. I'm moving up to get C.J. Stroud. I'm giving y'all the facts. Do you want me to go to 3.2, 8.9? What you want? I'm on geeky enough. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Guys, I'm going to get to everybody chat. If you want your question answered, all you got to do is super chat. Okay, so my next guy is another quarterback, and I think this guy has a chance to be the number 1 quarterback. And I know I say that, guys, but these guys do. It's like 7 guys at each position got a chance to be the number 1 guy. So don't sit there and keep talking about, I'm talking about hyperbole, or I'm just saying something just because I wanted to stick. He just saying something because he just wanted to stick, and he just trying to do shot factor videos. No, there are at least about 7 guys at each position who can be number 1. So this guy could be the number 1 quarterback. He could be. I like C.J. Stroud. I love Lamar Jackson. But this guy could be the number 1. And you know who it is? It's Tua Tagovailoa. Uh-oh. I messed up. I didn't say the name right. Log off. He can't talk. Don't subscribe to his channel. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say Tua because I can't say his last name. I need to get in the back of the short bus. All you gotta do is type that comment in. You can see that comment. I never forget that comment. A dude told me, say, I don't know if this guy should be driving a short bus or if he should be in the back of the short bus. So yes, guys, Tua, listen, when you have weapons like Tyreek Hill, one of the best players to ever play in the NFL, and I said it, I'm patting myself on the back. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry if you take that as offensive. I was one of the first guys ever on Tyreek Hill. I got people who can back me up on that. I'm not just been saying it because he got better. I said that Tyreek was his 2nd year in Kansas City. I said this guy's going to be the best player in the NFL. So when you got players like Tyreek Hill, You got a coach like Mike McDaniels. You got a second wide receiver that runs a 4-3 like Jalen Waddle. You got a third wide receiver who's been the number one wide receiver in the league for 3 years, Odell Beckham. And then you got a running back who might be the second fastest on the team, who averaged more yards per carry with 100 carries than any running back in the history of the game, including Barry Sanders and Walton Payton and Jim Brown. You might probably be the damn number one quarterback in the league. I'm geeky enough to be in the geek club. I'm giving you the stats. So yes, guys, Tua Tagovailoa could be the number one quarterback, and you know what he's going? He went in my league last. We do 10 rounds of a mock draft. He went 8-2. He went after. I'm gonna give you the guys that he went after in my mock draft. This is some geek club shit right here. This is geek club. You ready? Okay. This is super flat. This is single. I'm sorry. Single quarterback. Jalen Hurts went number 1 in the second round. The second quarterback that went was C.J. Stroud, then Josh Allen. That's 3. 4, Anthony Richardson. 5 is Lamar Jackson. 6 is Pat Mahomes. 7 is Dak Prescott. 8 is Joe Burrow. 9 is Jordan Love. 10 is Kyler Murray. And then 11 is Tua. But he got all these weapons who's making $100 million. Jalen Waddle's making $80 million. Tyreek Hill made $200 million. Odell Beckham is an older school veteran, but he still runs great routes. Devon Achane, one of the fastest players. So guys, I'm just telling you, I'm not telling you to take Tua as your number one quarterback, but I'm telling you, if you get him in your draft, feel good about it at this ADP. So to me, I'm gonna tell you who I'm not drafting over Tua. I'm gonna give you that. And before I move on, I'm not drafting Dak Prescott. Listen, Dak Prescott, he's not chopped liver. I'm not gonna sit here just because I'm geeky enough to be in the geek club and tell you that Dak Prescott ain't good. Dak Prescott can play. He's just not for the Cowboys, and that's another video. That's a whole nother video. But I'm not drafting Dak Prescott over Tua. I'm not drafting Joe Burrow over Tua. I'm not drafting Josh Allen over Tua. I'm sorry, Harambe. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going with Tua. Tua upside is more this year for fantasy football purposes. Harambe said 70% of America can't say the last name, bro. Right. I'm part of the 70%. I'm going down with the ship. So yes, guys, Tua, just off the weapons, off this scheme. You remember a couple years ago, if he would have never got hurt, he would probably run the MVP. Guys, do you see the likes in here? Do you see the views? We got 40 people in here tonight. Why? Because I'm just sitting around and I'm just being me, and I don't give a damn anymore. And now everybody want to watch my content. But if I come here and say, guys, according to Fantasy Pros, Tua had he averaged like 7 yards per throw, and also Devon Achane is injury prone, and he should be the 14th running back coming off the board. And C.J. Stroud, he is only in his second year, and Justin Herbert was very similar to him. But when I go out and talk that shit and say what I say, and then I put on the glasses and say the stats, I'm geeky enough to be in the geek club, and I get my views up. Now, Jay, this ain't the first time I'm cooking. I've cooked before, but I haven't cooked quite like this. Not quite like this. So you're right, bro. It is Sunday dinner, and I'm frying fried chicken. I'm frying all the meats. I got neck bones, oxtails, rice. I got it all. Macaroni and cheese with the breadcrumbs. I am cooking up in here. Southern hospitality style on Sunday after church. Yes, sir, guys. I will get to everybody comment. Be patient. Yes, David Taylor, full spread. Oh, okay. No problem, Jay. Appreciate you being here, bruh. Yes, sir. Guys, listen, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this now. I'm not gonna be able to do this every single live or every single. I'm not gonna have no heart attack, right? But this is me. I just can't do this every single time. But I'm gonna try my best to give you. Maybe this is the style y'all want. Just say, TD, quit trying to be the stat analytics guy. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. So let me move on because we got some more guys to go. Okay. So the next guy is a rookie wide receiver, and I saw him play tonight. And it's Jaylen Polk. Yes, guys, Jaylen Polk. Now listen, I was a little bit nervous when Brandon Ayuk was talking about going to the Patriots, but he ain't going there. It looked like he's going to the Steelers. He still could go to the Patriots, but it don't look like he's going. But guys, Jaylen Polk, I'm taking Jaylen Polk. Listen, Javon Baker could be the number one. It could be Tyquan Thornton. It could be Juju. It could be any of these guys. But I'm betting my money, my last dollar, on Jaylen Polk. Why? Because he's training in camp. I don't know no more than what y'all know. I haven't been in no camp. I didn't watch every single game of Washington, but they talking about he trending. So you know what? I'm drafting this guys over number 2 wide receivers that we seen in the league, and they just go through and just tread and butter. I'm going with Jaylen Polk because he got some upside. So I love Jaylen Polk. TD, that offense is garbage. I'm tired of people talking about garbage offense. Who gives a damn about a garbage offense? Somebody got to get the ball. They got good coaches there. Somebody got to get the ball. And I'm willing to bet on Jaylen Polk. And listen, if it ain't him, guess what? I'm going to move on and keep it moving. I'm not going to complain. So, yes, Jaylen Polk is a guy that I cannot stop drafting. I'm addicted to him. I'm addicted. And to Brandon Ayuk or somebody else that comes with some background that I know, okay, this guy, he's going to be the number 1 guy. Right now, I think it's going to be Jaylen Polk. Also, I like Hunter Henry. He's not on the list, but I just want to give y'all that caveat out. Okay, so let's move on. Now we get into some of the players that we all love, and we all can't stop drafting them. And the next guy is going to be Zay Flowers. Yes, guys, Zay Flowers. Let me tell you why I'm drafting Zay Flowers. I'm about to go to the Geek Club. Last year, in the real NFL playoff, Zay Flowers was the number 1 target. Now listen, do I know that Mark Andrews was hurt? Yes. Could that been maybe the main reason? Yes, but if you watch the first couple games, Zay Flowers was still getting hyper-targeted with a healthy Mark Andrews. He wasn't getting the points. He wasn't getting 18, 19 points, but he was still getting like 8 to 10 targets. So at the end of the season, going into the real NFL playoffs, when they played again, even not in the playoffs, when they played against San Francisco, Zay Flowers was eating. When they played against Kansas City, Zay Flowers was eating. So y'all all saying, well, I don't know, man. Wow, you going off for it early in the season? Who gives a damn about early in the season? Guys, he's a rookie wide receiver. He has to get better. So they showed you when they get in a tight game who they want to go to, and it was Zay Flowers. So this year, I ain't taking him. And listen, no disrespect to anybody that loves T. Higgins, but you willing to take T. Higgins over Zay Flowers? I'm not geeky enough to be in the Geek Club. This is the number 1. They got Todd Munson for the passing game, guys. Todd Munson came there for the passing game. I'm giving y'all the sauce. Y'all don't even probably have to watch me no more. I'm giving you so much sauce. Todd Munson came there and said Lamar could pass. They know Lamar can take off running and beat 70% of the teams and go to the playoffs every year, but he's not going to win any big games that way. So they went and drafted Zay Flowers, who nobody can guard in a phone booth. So he's going to get hyper-targeted like a Deontay Johnson, like Antonio Brown. And he has big play upside. So this guy, I'm willing to draft him, I'm saying 4th or 5th round. I'm not even looking at the mock draft. I got the mock draft up here. Where did he go in the mock draft yesterday? Great job by RG. RG drafted him in the 4th round. A couple people said it was too early. I love the ADP that he drafted him. I love the ADP that he drafted him because especially when you already got Lamar Jackson. So I'm drafting Zay Flowers over a lot of number 2 wide receivers. I'm not saying I'm taking him before Amon-Ra and those guys, but I'm taking him before DJ Moore. I said what I said. I'm drafting him before DJ Moore. I'm drafting him for Mike Evans. I'm drafting him before Brandon Ayuk on the San Francisco 49ers. I'm drafting him before Nico Collins. Yeah, he's gonna get more. He's gonna be more consistent for this offense than these guys who are who's playing Russian roulette. Okay, so let's move on to my next guy. The next guy, this is everybody love this guy, but this is Bijan Robinson. Yes, Bijan Robinson. And a lot of you are trying to get off Bijan Robinson right now. Not a lot of you, but some of you are trying to get off Bijan Robinson because they're talking about Tyler Algier. Now listen, let me give you some Geek Squad stats. I'm geeky enough to be in the Geek Club. So let me give you some stats. The reason why you should be drafting Bijan Robinson and not worried about Tyler Algier. Appreciate that, Jay. Jay says, any thoughts on David Njoku this season? I like his value a lot right now. Bruh, I talked about him, bruh. You own it, bruh. You killing it. You killing it. David Njoku gonna be the #1 tight end. That's a bet. That's something that I'm willing to go down with. Now listen, if he finishes #2, I'm gonna take it. If he finishes #3, I'm gonna take it. As long as he's in the top 5, I take it, and I still say, well, he was the #1. I definitely believe he's gonna be. I bet you $5 right now, and I send you $5 on the Cash App at the end of the season if he don't be top 5. As long as he don't get hurt. But #1, I think he has #1 upside, bruh. He has #1 upside. Especially when you got Jerry Booty and Eliza who? You got these guys that's why they're trying to get Brandon Ayuk. Because these guys can't do shit. So David Njoku is gonna get the targets. But yeah, bruh, you killed it. That was a great question, bruh. Great question. But yes, guys, Bijan Robinson, let me tell you why. And this, you can apply this to some of the other running backs. So, as a GM, at this day and time, I don't want to run my running backs into the ground. I don't. Now, certain running backs can take that workload, like Derrick Henry and CMC. Even though CMC got hurt early in his career a couple times, he can still take a workload, man. I respect the guy. I'm not going to worry about what happens for the rest of his career. Man, it's the running back position. It happens. It happens. But as a GM, when I see a dynamic running back, I'm not going to give him 300 carries behind the line of scrimmage. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him about 200 carries behind the line of scrimmage, and then the rest of the touches are going to be out in space. So when I'm getting this guy out in space and I want him to take a break because I don't want him to run a 31, and when he don't really have to do it, because we can get that with a Tyler Algier, we can get it with a David Montgomery, we can get it with a Tyjae Spears, we can get it with a backup running back, a Zach Moss. Then I'm gonna let my running back take a break. That way he don't have that much wear and tear on him. But when we get around, we got to make a big play. He's getting all those carries. So that's the difference in today's game. That's what a lot of you don't understand. A lot of you want 500 carries, and you only, I got a guy. He's getting 500 carries. Yeah, that can hit. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. But those guys are being extinct right now. They're not giving running backs that type of carry. Now, if you Derrick Henry, you might get that. But usually they're going to bring somebody else in to keep you fresh. That way you can play 10 years and you can get 2 contracts. It actually is a benefit for you. But in fantasy purposes, you might not have 30 points a game, but you'll have 19 points a game. And that's all we want out of the running back position. I just want Bijan to catch 7 passes a game and get majority of the goal line touches, which I call the honey touches. And that's what Bijan is going to do. And Tyler Algier will get about 150 carries just running up the gut and get us a first down. Bijan, we want to take Bijan out right now to take a break. That's what that is. So I'm giving y'all the sauce. I'm telling y'all how these run. Don't worry about what they saying. You know, the guy's a superstar. He's a superstar. If he was drafted in the top 5 and you know he got a high break tackle rate, then you know what it is. Don't worry about all that gibberish shit. Don't worry about that. Yes, the honey touches. I don't know about that trap, Pat. I don't think J.K. Dobbins is going to be no top 10 running back. I can't listen, bro. I'm cutting edge content. but I can't say that. That boy coming off an Achilles injury. All right, guys, I'm almost done so I can get to the comments. The comments is going to be fun. So I want to try to get through the, I don't want to get stuck on the comments. Okay, so let's move on to my number 19 guy. And this, I've talked about this guy a little bit earlier, and it's Jahmyr Gibbs. And again, I like Jahmyr Gibbs in the second round. I don't want to take him in the first round because David Montgomery will get 10 rushing touchdowns also. So I'm not going to take Jahmyr Gibbs like he's going to get a full workload. There's a couple of running backs this year that's going to get more touches and is going to have a higher value rate that I'm willing to take over him. Now, not everybody, but those guys are going to be guys like Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson. He's not getting a bunch of goal line, like under the tackle type touches, but I'm still taking Bijan before him. I'm taking Saquon Barkley, which a lot of people don't believe that. I'm taking Saquon Barkley before him. And I'm going to get Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is like my number 6 running back in rankings. So don't overdraft Jahmyr Gibbs because you're going to have games where he only have 12 points, but he's going to have a tremendous game. It's just that they need to use him, and they're not going to wear their running back out. They're high drafted running back out for no reason. That's why I'm telling you. But Saquon Barkley, he's an older guy. He's on a 2-year deal. They're going to give him a lot of carries. That's what they bought him in for. They're trying to win the Super Bowl this year. They don't care if Saquon gets wore out. He's already over that hill. He's not super young. So they just say, listen, come in, man. We're going to give you 300 touches. Saquon going to have 250, 300 touches this year. Okay, so let's move on, guys. My next guy is going to be a slot wide receiver, and it's going to be Chris Godwin from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm drafting Chris Godwin over Mike Evans, and I'm fading Mike Evans. And listen, Mike Evans is a Hall of Fame guy, but he's older. So what he's going to be is just a green zone type wide receiver guy where you get to the green zone, they're going to throw fades to him. They're not going to give this guy no 10 targets a game because he's not the same guy. But he's still good enough. He still know how to run routes to score touchdowns. And he's going to be a touchdown machine for every year that he plays. He's not a route runner as a Devontae Adams, but he still is a decent route runner, and he's still like 6'3", 6'4". Chris Godwin is going to be the guy who's getting hyper-targeted with 12 targets a game. So that's why I'm going with Chris Godwin as a full PPR wide receiver. He's a top 12 wide receiver for me in full PPR. Mike Evans is a standard wide receiver who's going to have 8 to 10 receiving touchdowns this year. Moving on to my number 21 guy. And my number 21 guy is going to be a running back who we think is a backup, but I think this guy's going to eventually start. It's going to be Rico Dowdle. Guys, last year, before week 11, Rico Dowdle was outplaying Tony Pollard. Now Tony Pollard outplayed Rico Dowdle week 11 and 4, but Rico Dowdle got hurt too. But I believe Rico Dowdle is going to be the running back that we're going to work on this offense with a wide receiver like CeeDee Lamb and a quarterback like Dak Prescott and a top 5 offense. So you want to get a running back, even though he's not the guy for the team, you still want to be able to get some of these points off this team. So Rico Dowdle is going to be the guy. Zeke might be the guy for the first 3 to 4 weeks just to get them going, right? Just to help protect, show Rico Dowdle the way to work. And then I think Rico Dowdle going to take off in the second and third quadrant of the season. So I love Rico Dowdle. All right, moving on. I've talked about this guy already, but it's Saquon Barkley. Now, a lot of you, I'm about to start preaching again. A lot of you say, hey, TD, Saquon Barkley, man, he's not going to get the goal line carries. It's going to be Jalen Hurts. So, guys, let me ask you this. Why in the hell would you go get Saquon Barkley and pay that much money for that guy if you're going to let Jalen Hurts run it in for 12 to 15 rushing touchdowns? You're not doing that. So, reason why you bringing in Saquon Barkley, you want Jalen Hurts to be healthy. Jalen Hurts has ran himself in the ground trying to be the running back of this team, and he's been the running back fullback of this team. And then you get to the end of the season, he's beat up. Probably one of the reasons why they didn't win that first Super Bowl because he was still hurt. Don't you remember when he tried to do a Hail Mary? He couldn't throw the ball 45, 50 yards on the Hail Mary because his shoulders were so beat up. That's the Super Bowl. Then last year, he couldn't beat Baker Mayfield. His body was beat up. His knees was hurt. His finger running that damn ball. Now, he did get, you can get hurt in the pocket too, but you don't want your quarterback having goal line fourth and inches type plays all the time. You can do it every blue moon, but not all the time. So you bring Saquon Barkley, say, you know what, Saquon, we're gonna feed you. And if you wear out a little bit, we got Jalen Hurts to take us the rest of the way and win us the Super Bowl. So I love Saquon Barkley this year to be a top 5 running back. Yes, sir. Okay, moving on. I got 2 more guys, and then I'm gonna get to all the comments, guys. I appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate everybody being here. Let me move these comments over here. Okay. The next guy's gonna be Chase Brown from the Cincinnati Bengals. And the reason why I love Chase Brown is because I don't think Zach Moss has the upside that Chase Brown has for this type of offense. And what I mean is, yes, Zach Moss is a good running back. He's solid, but Chase Brown is very explosive. I think when he catch passes out the backfield, he can take off. I think this offense is good for a backup running back. You remember how Samaje Perine was really good when they had Joe Mixon? You remember how Gio Bernard was really good that first year that Zach Taylor was coaching for this team? So I believe that Chase Brown's going to have that role, and I believe he could be top 24, and he's going late in drafts. So I'm taking Chase Brown with that explosiveness. And anything happens to Zach Moss, Chase Brown could take off and be a top 5 running back. He could take 300 carries as a smaller running back. He's like 210, 215. At Illinois, guys, he had 300 carries each year of his last 2 years. So he can take that pounding. Pause, Harambe. Pause. All right, last guy. This is another quarterback, and this guy is going to be Deshaun Watson from the Cleveland Browns. Now listen, guys, Deshaun Watson is going like quarterback 18, 19 off the board. 18, 19 off the board. Guys, he's not an 18, 19 type quarterback. I'm willing to wait late and draft a bunch of studs in a single quarterback league, get the best running backs, the best wide receivers, while everybody else is trying to get quarterbacks, even the super flex. And then I get Deshaun Watson at the end of my drafts. And I'm going down with that ship. If he get hurt, he just get hurt. Excuse me. So I'm willing to wait and pivot and get Deshaun Watson. The reason why, guys, don't you know that Deshaun Watson was 5-1? Now, his stats wasn't great, but he had a couple games where he finished as the top quarterback when he was rushing the ball. So if he can stay healthy, he's going to give you some top 5 upside weeks, especially with, Deshaun Watson will take off running and make big plays with his legs when he need to. And he also is an accurate quarterback. I think he just has to get back in the groove. Go back, and here's some Geek Squad questions for you, or comments for you. Do you remember how long it took Carson Palmer to come back when he had set out, when he left the Oakland Raiders? And then he also left Cincinnati. It took him a little bit of time to come back. It took him a couple years. It take quarterbacks a couple years when they sit out. The game doesn't come to you easy like that. If Tom Brady was to come back, it would be tough on him to get back in the groove. Okay, let's read these comments out. I need the water. I've been preaching. I need my preaching towel so I can. Matter of fact, I got my preaching towel right here, guys. Let me get my preaching towel. You know how the preaching do. They've been sweating and stuff all Sunday. Okay. Let me see here. Zach Seaman says, my top 24 players to draft: Tyreek, Amon-Ra, Breach, Bijan, Ja'Marr Chase, Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, Gibbs, A.J. Brown, London, McBride, B-Rob, Nabers, Devontae Smith, Godwin, Jordan Love, Hurts, ETN, Pacheco. I got about 70% of the players, bro. We about 70% on the same page. The other guys I do like, I would draft them, but they ain't. I'm not as high on him as some of the other guys. RG, appreciate you being here, bruh. Zach Seaman says Kincaid, Njoku, Nico, Diggs, Keon, Brian Thomas Jr., and Polk. Siobhan says, hey guys, around me, Cheetah. Siobhan says, I think I get Cheetah in the first round this year of my family league. I think that's a fantastic pick. Eagles all day. Don't sleep. Harami said, there is no help for you, TD. Yes, I know. Lonely B says, Tyreek Hill is a bigger, faster, more shifty Deshaun Jackson. Facts. He's a generational talent. He's an all-time great. He's an all-time top 5 great. He's on a Barry Sanders type level. Barry Sanders, Tom Brady, those type of guys. Harami says, TD on fire. Nifty says, energize TD tonight. Siobhan says 100. Hector says, a Chargers listed Vidal as their 6th running back on the first round unofficial depth chart. Yeah, I wouldn't pay no attention to that. They just still want the guys to play. I wouldn't worry about that. Go with the guys who you think is the best. Fantasy Football Rose says, J.K. Dobbins isn't as bad as people think. Yeah, but when you come off Achilles injury and then you came off a knee injury, I'm nervous. Harami says, YouTube. Siobhan says, we love you, TD. Always preach. Appreciate that, Siobhan. I love y'all too. Rami says, double tap the screen, guys. Get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. KR, he says, TD fired up tonight. Yes, sir. He says, you preaching, TD. Go ahead, Pastor. Yes, sir. Siobhan said, if you can't get Mahomes, I'm going Richardson or Stroud. Big Chiefs fan in here. Yes, I'm kind of fading Mahomes. I don't think he has a lot to prove. I think Richardson and Stroud has a lot to prove. Rudy King, appreciate you being here, Rudy King. What's up, Rudy King? Rudy King says, I got Mahomes in Dynasty. My receiving core is London, Waddle, Flowers, and Pickers. What you think? Okay, Mahomes is good in Dynasty. He's solid. He's going to be there for you. You start him and you don't worry about it. I love that you got London with the upside and you got Water for the boom and you got Flowers and Pickens. I think that's a solid. I would give that a B+ to an A- wide receiver core. I think you solid. With Mahomes, the grade it all together, I would give you A-. I think that's really good. Waddle is young. He's gonna have some boom weeks. He's not gonna be consistent, but he's gonna give you some top 5 weeks. Flowers is gonna be a consistent PPR guy for you with some boom weeks. And Pickens is going to be boomy too. He's not consistent. But London has a chance to be a consistent top 5 guy. We just need to see him with Kirk Cousins. Harami says, Puka growing a beard. Look out, NFL. Yes, sir. He's getting into his man body. Pause. Athlete Feast. He says, Stafford and the Rams could be very scary. I agree. I love Matthew Stafford. I've been waiting late to get Matthew Stafford. A lot of good quarterbacks this year. Harami says, Breece Hall. Athlete says, it actually makes sense saying it like that. Ryan 73, appreciate you being here, bruh. He says, I've been calling Breece, okay, because of your videos. Love you, bruh. Appreciate that, Ryan 73. Nifty says, Lizard King. Oh, buddy. Siobhan says, I'm dying, TD, love it. Hey, guys, I'm telling you now. Listen, I'm laughing right now. If you think I'm going to be able to do this every single live, I'm not going to be able to do that every single live. I'm going to try to do it as much as I can, right? I'm going to try to give you the energy and be me. But on the shorter videos, I'm going to try to be me. I'm going to try to give you, for 10 minutes, I'm going to try to do it. But for 2 hours, I don't know. I wear myself out. But this is me. But I went hard tonight. I went hard. Robbie says, Lizard King. David Taylor, what's up, David? He says, run up the comments, y'all. Yes, sir. Rhyme me with one of his special emojis. I don't know what that one means. It's the truck. You're gonna have to let me know what you mean with that one, bro. David says, cutting edge content. Yes, sir. Matt C says, I'm trading away Swift and Pickens for Ja'Marr Chase. Are you okay with that? Yes, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yes. Harami says, double tap the screen. B Silver in the house. Thank you, Tyler. Tyler comes a rookie, signs up as a rookie membership. Appreciate that, Tyler. B Silver says he don't turn nothing down but his collar. Right. I don't turn no players down but my collar. Lonely B says, Matt, make that trade before they change their mind. Facts. Cutting edge content. TZ says, you wildin', bro. Good evening. Yes, sir. Harami says, honey touches. Shay, what's going on, Shay? Shay says, top 5 RBs. My top 5 RBs. I think I got him here. My top 5 RBs are, my number 1 RB is Bijan Robinson. My number 2 is Breece Hall. My number 3 is CMC. And my number 4 is Saquon Barkley. And my number 5 is Devon Achane. And my number 6 is Jahmyr Gibbs. Love just got a nice bag. Right. Jordan Love did get a nice bag. Matt C says, can you show love to Trevor Lawrence? Yes, Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. I think he's going to be good with them going forward. Matt C says, that's a good analysis. Never thought of it like that. He needs a jump ball guy. He does. Mastermind Topic says, who are your 24 players? I went through the 24 players, bruh. All you got to do is go through the video. Go through the live. TZ says, my bad if this is 8 seconds. Okay, we did that one already. Patrick, what's going on, Patrick? Glad to see you here. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, Patrick. Patrick says, new sub while you're talking about McBride. Question, 12-team PPR, 1 keeper. Ayuk for the 5th, for a 5th, or McBride for a 6th? Ayuk's trades is scaring me away from his mistake. So, let me see. Ayuk for a 5th or McBride for a 6th. If you start one tight end in your league or you got tight end premium, I would go after McBride. I think McBride could be the top 3. I don't think Ayuk could ever be a top 3 wide receiver. I think he's a top 14 wide receiver on no matter what team he's on. But I would go after McBride, if that's what you're saying. I would give up the 5th for McBride or the 6th for McBride. Will says, you cooking tonight. Brandon says, Likely and Lamar got a real connection brewing. Facts. Likely is going to be like a hybrid wide receiver tight end type. He says, TZ says, facts, bruh. Just seeing how that affects fantasy. Lonely B says, Jerry Jones said he's not in. Okay, we did that one already. Siobhan says, who would you take? Johnson over that is near him, TD. Okay, who would you take? Johnson is over that is near him, TD. I don't know what you mean, Siobhan, with Johnson. I'm sorry. Put the question back in the comment. I'm looking down at the bottom. I'll answer if I see you post it again. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Harami says, you said they made you ride the short bus, right? They said I should be riding the short bus. Harami, you crazy, man. You are hilarious, bro. Chris says, JJ still going to get hyper targeted because of the offense, right? But hyper targeted don't get you Tyreek numbers. It don't get you Amon-Ra numbers. I need you to be also efficient, but I am drafting Justin Jefferson at the right ADP. Like if I'm at the 110, I'm not going to draft. I'm not saying to draft Saquon over him. You could, but I mean it just depends on what you need. JJ still is a good player, but we splitting hairs here, right? We splitting hairs here. Chris. TZ, let's celebrate the 20th super on my live stream. Bro, appreciate it. You didn't super chat at me 20 times. Bro, I appreciate that. Appreciate you, TZ. Also, guys, I got Listener League. I got one more spot. It's a $25 Best Ball Dynasty League. If you wanna sign up for that, guys, just let me know. Hit me up at fantasygoodsports@gmail, and you can sign up for that league. It's a Listener League, and we can start drafting tomorrow. We just need one more person. Brandon says Bryce Young might make some money on DK this year. We'll probably be dirt cheap for the last couple of weeks. I agree. I'm picking guys like him and Daniel Jones on DK on DraftKings. TG says, hell yeah, bro, you dropping nuggets. Appreciate that. I'm geeky enough to be in the geek club. Tatum says, you helped me win my fantasy championship last year. Thank you. Thank you, Tatum. I'm glad you won, bro. YTZ. If I'm saying your name wrong, bro, let me know it. But he says, who would you draft first in a Superflex league? I'm taking Tyreek Hill in a redraft Superflex league. In a Dynasty Superflex league, I'm probably taking... If I'm trying to win right now, I'm taking Tyreek. I think Tyreek is the best pick if you want to win today. If you want to win and you're just trying to build up a young team, a super young team with some good high-end players, I probably would take a CJ Stroud or Lamar Jackson as my number one pick in a super flex startup. But I think Tyreek is the best pick, even in a super flex startup, because I feel like you can get him and then you can get some other good quarterbacks to go with him. So that's my 2 cents. Brandon said, would you stash Mike T? Who is Mike T? Not Mike Williams. Let me know, Brandon, who is Mike T? If anybody know, put it in the comment section. Who is Mike T? I can't think of Mike T. Who has the last name with a T? Scholar says, what's your email again? I join. So Scholar, first you need to sign up as a member. So go to the top and join as a member, Scholar. And then once you do that, then I'm gonna give you the email. Michael Thomas. Okay, would you stash Michael Thomas? No, I would not stash Michael Thomas. I would just wait to pick him up as a waiver wire addition if I needed him. Other than that, I'm not wasting my time on Mike Thomas. You got to move on. There's too many good wide receivers out there, too many young wide receivers. But yeah, Scholar, all you got to do is sign up as a member. Once you do that, then hit me up at my Gmail. It's fantasygoodsports@gmail.com. And then I send you my sleeper link for you to join the league. And it's going to be $25 for that league. And also, I got some more free leagues coming as a best ball. We about to finish up one now. Tatum says, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon, Jahmyr Gibbs, PPR looking for my RB1. Thanks in advance. I'm probably taking Saquon Barkley over those 2 guys. I'm taking Saquon Barkley over Jonathan Taylor and Jahmyr Gibbs. But I will rank them for you. I say Saquon, Jahmyr, Jonathan Taylor. It's very, very close between Jonathan Taylor and Jahmyr. Tomato, tomato. Yes, get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Appreciate you, Siobhan. Let's get the likes up. Harami says double tap the like screen. The screen to hit the like button. Brandon says take your time. Get your geek on. Can't rush greatness. We can talk to each other in the chat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Brandon. Appreciate you. TZ said you got to get your geeker, bruh. Yes, sir. Kazi Satiti, I have a home league draft on Sunday. I have the one-on-one. Hill, Hall, or Bijan. Who do I take? You got to take Tyreek, bruh. Got to take Tyreek. Got to take Tyreek. David Taylor says facts. TZ says need more geek, bruh. You ain't geek enough. Hector says I like Malik Nabers. Yes, he is a fast guy that's gonna have an opportunity as this team gets older. And maybe Tyreek, but right now Malik just gonna have a special play here and there. I mean, this is one of the fastest teams in NFL history. In NFL history. Siobhan says, seeing Allen fall in mock draft, people are worried about Buffalo offense. Not worried about it, but he's not going to throw as much as he has in the past. I still like James Cook. I still like Keon Coleman. I still like Dalton Kincaid. But Josh Allen is not going to throw for 40 tubs this year. I would say more like 32 with like maybe 3 picks. I don't think he's going to have a lot of interceptions like he's had in the past. He's not going to have a lot of dumb mistakes. This is a different type offense. This is why they changed their scheme and let Stephon Diggs go. And I said that plenty of times. Brian Ortega. Appreciate you, Arambi. David Taylor said full spread. I don't know what that means. Pause. Appreciate you, Kazi. David says, y'all better get this info while you can. Facts. Facts. Go down with the ship, is Nifty saying. David Taylor says, definitely more of this, bruh. Can't nobody beat you at being you. I said what I said. Thank you, David. I'm gonna try my best, bruh. I'm authentic. So I'm not gonna go in here and just be yelling. The stuff that I was saying, I meant it. It came from the heart. So I can't come over here and just kind of fake it. So I'm gonna try to, but I will give more of that. I will, and somebody told me that. I'm gonna show y'all that comment. Man, it was like my second video. He said, bruh, this dude said, hey man, you got a chance to blow up. It was like my third video. He was like, but you need to be you more. He said, put more of your personality in the videos, and I didn't know how to do it. So I had to just go down, dig deep, and just speak my mind. And that's what I did, guys. And I'm gonna continue to do it. I said what I said. I'm gonna continue to do it. Will says, you cooking tonight, bruh. Arami says, Zay to the moon. Will says, damn, bro, let's get it. Captain Spock says, still haven't fixed your mic. Okay. Still haven't fixed the mic. The mic's still messing up on this. So I'm gonna have to fix it. I'm gonna use a different platform, man. I don't know what's going on with this. I might buy me a mic for my phone. That way it won't mess up. I'm gonna buy a mic for my phone. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Thank you for letting me know, Captain. The Ravens O-line won't be what it was. 3 out of 5 guys are gone. PFF has them projected to be 25. PFF also had the Los Angeles Rams to be last, and they was top 12. So it don't matter. When you have a guy like Lamar Jackson, your offensive line automatically get a boost. Lamar is so good, he's so athletic that it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. I think those guys are still going to be good enough. But that's great stats, bruh. That's geeky enough to be in the geek club. ERI44, what's up? He says, I remember you were big on Amon-Ra St. Brown last year, and you were right, bro. Laugh out loud. You got a guy this year. Right. Okay, do I got a guy? Do I have a guy this year? Yes. David Njoku. David Njoku is my guy. Daniel Jones I missed on last year. I got to go down with the ship. But it looks like he's playing well in camp, and that's all I'm going to say. As Forrest Gump said, that's all I'm going to say about that. Brandon says, before Hollywood Brown. I don't know what you mean about before Hollywood Brown. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I seen that, but put it back in the chat, bruh. Harami says, Bijan smash pick. Yes, sir. Kenny says, Justin Jefferson would be lucky to hit 7 touchdowns this year. I respect Justin Jefferson, so I don't want to put a projection on him. I'm just not drafting him I'm not drafting him over certain guys. Matt C says, will Swift pop off? Will Swift pop off? I think he's going to be solid. I think he's a top 32 running back. I think he's going to have some really good games. Maybe 32 is too low. I think he'll be okay for them at certain points of time. I think he's going to have some big plays. I think, like I said, I don't turn nothing down but my collar. Rahik says Mike is good. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate y'all being here. If you're new, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Kenny says, as a Niners fan, the last thing I remember about Sam Darnold is him throwing an interception at the goal line. Man, you know, Sam is okay, man. He's going to be okay. He's going to be okay for that team. He will put the ball up. I think he's going to be good enough to hyper target Justin Jefferson to be a top 12 wide receiver. Yes, sir. Ro. Yes, sir. Ro says 41 likes. Yes, sir. Ro, you want to get in that league, man? $25. First come, first serve. Tatum says, for my RB1 this year, my realistic options are Jonathan Taylor, Saquon, Jahmyr. Please answer when you have a chance. Really confused on it. I'm saying I think you should take Saquon, Tatum. You should take Saquon. Kenny says, I'm salty today. You good, bro? I was salty today, too. I got it out. 25. It's 25, not 45. 25. Tyler says, thoughts on Bijan and Algier. I broke that down earlier. I'll break it down again real quick. I think Tyler Algier is just going to be a guy to keep Bijan fresh. Bijan is the starlet, and I mean that no pun intended. He's going to be the glamour player. He's going to get all the honey touches. But Tyler Algier is going to be the guy, the cloud in the dust guy, to get the tough yards, the tough carries. And the cold when Bijan, they want to use Bijan for a screenplay or something. Tyler Algier will come out on the field to spell him, kind of like David Montgomery does for Jahmyr, and also Raheem Mostert does for Achane when Achane was hitting. Are we getting the same production as last season based on the recent news? No. Bijan's gonna catch like 70 passes this year. I was hoping for Bijan's season, but kind of unsure. Now he's gonna be good, especially with Rondale Moore going down. Bijan Robinson is gonna be getting a lot of those carries. Harami says, preach, Tal is wild. Yes. David said, what's preaching a sermon tonight? Yes, sir, bruh. Yes, sir. Let me ask y'all a question. I'm geeky enough to be in the geek club yet? According to the thumbs up, according to the likes, according to the subscriptions that I've got tonight, it looks like I'm geeky enough to be in the geek club. David says 10-team Superflex keeper league. I have Gibbs as my RB1. I can either keep Kenneth Walker as my RB2 or use my 5th round draft pick. Keeper league. I have Gibbs as my RB1. Okay, I can either keep Kenneth Walker as my RB2 or use my 5th round draft pick. I would keep Gibbs. I like Kenneth Walker, but I wouldn't. You don't want to keep him and he don't provide for you. Pause. I would say go ahead and keep Gibbs. Siobhan says, always be UTD. And you told me that several times, Siobhan. And then you was the one, you inspired me to do this video tonight. David says, my other three keepers are Amon-Ra, A-Rich, and McBride. Feeling good coming into the draft. Yes. Amon-Ra, A-Rich, and McBride, those three phenomenal players. David. Keenan says, when your guys draft Jets, just remember the entire season, rest of an old man with an injury. Rest on an old man with an injury. When your guys draft Jets players, just remember their entire season. Rest on an old man with an injury. So you're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Rohit. So if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I'm sorry, bro. Glad to see you here. He says, I need your help. I'm at the 3-8 in a 14-man PPR where I usually have wide receivers like DK, Debo, Pittman, Cup, Nabers. I plan to draft DK realistically, but which wide receivers do you like better than him? Love the stream. So you're at the 3-8. And you're in a 14-man PPR where I usually have wide receivers like DK, Debo, Pittman, Cup, Nabers. I plan to draft DK. I would draft Nabers there. If Nabers is at the 3-8, I would draft Nabers over Debo, Pittman, Cup, and Nabers. I would do that, man. I know that's a little saucy. So I'm gonna rank them for you. Nabers, Pittman, Cup, if Puka is injured, Debo, DK. DK will be last. Those are a lot real good top of the line wide receivers. You mean Deontay Johnson? Right. Deontay Johnson. That's what Siobhan's talking about. Yeah, Deontay Johnson is a solid wide receiver. I like Deontay Johnson. Skylar says, what's the email again? I'll join. fantasygoodesports@gmail.com. Kenny says, I repeat, stay away from the Jets. AJ Mills, appreciate you being here. He says, thoughts on Anthony Richardson this year, bro. I think he has the most upside than any quarterback in the league. And I would say almost any player outside of him and Devon Achane has the most upside than any player in the NFL draft this year. In the fantasy football. I love Anthony Richardson. I think you got it, but just make sure you back him up. You just make sure you back him up if you take him. Tyler says, Michael Pittman is great for a late third-round pick. High targets 2 years in a row. Just have the hope we get a full season from Richardson. Facts. AJ says, love AR just a matter if he can stay healthy. Facts. That's why you have to back him up. Brandon says, Tyreek about to have 3 to 4 kids being born this season. Bruh might be too tired to ball out. Now, he ain't taking care of those kids. His money's taking care of those kids. He going to be staying home with his wife. He's not going to be worried about those kids. And I don't mean that in a bad way. That's just how it is, man. As long as he take care of the kids, I'm okay with it. Tyler says, if Richardson stays healthy, he could be top 5. Facts. He could be the number 1. Johnny, what's up, Johnny? Appreciate you being here. He says, you think Pat Mahomes is getting 45 touchdowns? No, I say more like 35. 35. I don't think 35. I say 35. He could go for 40. I wouldn't be surprised. I think we're going to have 4 or 5 quarterbacks throw for 40 touchdowns this year. It could be Pat Mahomes. I would predict him to go for 35, knowing that they don't need him to do a lot in the regular season. That defense is going to be really good. Pacheco and Kadarius Toney and CEH is going to have rushing touchdowns sometimes too. AJ says couldn't agree. Tyler, I'm all in on him this year. I'm not leaving the draft without him or Kyler. I like those two guys. Go get that upside, man. That's how you win leagues with the boom players. Tron says, doing an auction draft soon. What strategy do you think is better? Zero RB, hero RB, double hero RB, or studs and duds? I would say go get your guys. So what I would tell you in an auction draft, spin up for three guys. It don't matter what it takes. Spin up for three guys. So this is what I would do. I would spin up for Tyreek, Amon-Ra, and let me see who else. And Bijan. So I would try to get Tyreek, Amon-Ra, and Bijan, and I would spend whatever it took to get those guys, and then I would just wait. And once these players start coming off the board for $5, $2, and $3, I would get those guys. And you still gonna have a good team. Just trust it. I know you're gonna see guys going for 20 that you wish you think is gonna be good, but go get you three top studs, and you wait wait a while. Then when the players get down to about $5, then start getting those guys, and I think you will have an incredible team. You have your three top pillars. Tron, what's up, bro? He said, doing. Oh, okay, we did that one already. Nicola says, I got to pick 1 or 2 in a 12-team league. Who would you pick in a late second round, early third? Late second, I would get Devon Achane if he's still there. Devon Achane. Devon Achane, Devontae Adams, or Waddle if I have Tyreek Hill. Rohit says, Mike is good, thank you. Tron says, I subscribed a few weeks ago, and this is already one of my favorite channels. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oops says, Wall Street is a great place to start, and I have a good time, and I have a good time, and I have a good time. Okay. Appreciate you, Oops. Ram says, Mike is fine. Brennan says, got my eye on Jalen Hyatt from the Giants. Me too. Could boom in his second year. Right. Especially with Nabers drawing the coverage. Facts. Shh. Fantasy Football Russ says, I've been slowly growing on A-Rich and redraft, but in Dynasty, I'm still worried about him long term. And listen, you can say that for a lot of players, bro. You can say that for a lot of players. Big Body God. What's up, bro? He says, I'm getting Coleman everywhere. Should be the clear one in New York with Josh Allen. I agree. I'm getting him. I'm just taking the opportunity. Sometimes it could be Khalil Shakir, but I'm taking the opportunity on Coleman. He reminds me of D-Hop and Keenan Allen together. Corona's live. What's up, bro? He says, hey, man, I'm worried about CD, my group, drafted early. What's your thoughts about him? Should I trade away early or hold on? Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I would trade away CeeDee Lamb and get Amon-Ra. That's just me. I'm not gonna tell you to do that, but I just don't. Until they get some more help, I don't want to have CeeDee Lamb. It's just a one-trick pony over there. I don't like that type of offense. And last but not least, guys, David says, who would you prefer to draft to back up A-Rich in a super flex league? Jordan Love, Kyler Murray. I will go with Jordan Love. Big Will says, would you draft Zay Flowers over Devontae Adams? No, I would go with Devontae Adams and redraft over Zay Flowers. You could get both. Rose says less worried about his injury, more worried about a Rich ability to be great in real life. NFL quarterback and hold his job. Um, I guess I can see what you're saying, but I think you just got to take that risk. Um, they draft him as a top 3 quarterback, so they're not just gonna bench him. I mean, it took Zach Wilson like 2.5 years to get benched. So what you think is gonna take a Rich to get benched if he don't get injured? It's gonna take him 4 years, 5 years. All right, guys. Well, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Michael, what's up, Michael? Michael says Mahomes or Allen this year. I will go with Mahomes over Allen. Not because Allen gonna have a bad year. I just think Mahomes is gonna have more passing touchdowns. I think Allen is gonna be very efficient. Allen could have like a 71% completion percentage. I think he's gonna be very efficient. Very, very efficient. Siobhan says, I love Mahomes. Yes. I think Mahomes gonna have at least 35 passing touchdowns this year. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is cutting edge content. Hit the like button on the way out. Sign up as a member. Also, if you need help with your draft, I offer that. $50 for 30 minutes for a consultation. If you want me to be with you the whole draft, it's $75. But if you sign up as a Phenom member, it's only going to be $50 and I'll help you with the whole draft. It don't matter if it's 3 days, 8 hours, how long. I help you with the draft. So I also offer that. But make sure you sign up as a Phenom member to get that discount. Tyler says Kelsey rebound. I wouldn't call it a rebound. Kelsey's still gonna be Kelsey, man. I might not say he's gonna have 1,000 yards or 1,100 yards with 12 touchdowns, but he's still gonna be a top 5 tight end, and that's all you need him to be at his ADP this year. Last year he was going in the first round, and that was he kind of let people down with that ADP. Siobhan says thanks TD for the live. Anytime. Y'all guys be safe. Peace.